again. Welcome to Lady Liadan's Learning Library. Today we're actually going to make rolled candles out of some beeswax. You can get either a kit online or you can find beeswax sheets at a local craft store. I got this particular kit off of Amazon. There is a link to it in the description below, in the supplies list. But we're going to talk about candles. And we will be doing dipped candles in a later episode. But today we're going to make rolled candles out of beeswax. And beeswax sheets look like this. They're wax and they have a honeycomb pattern to them. And we're going to cut them into strips and make some small candles like that. We can also make tapers out of these. The nice thing about beeswax is that it burns cleanly. Now, in medieval times, beeswax candles were incredibly expensive. Most people used what's called tallow, which is a rendered animal fat. And they smoked, and they were kind of, at least from the descriptions I have read, the tallow candles did not smell very nice. Beeswax candles give off kind of a honey scent, just like your honey that you get from your local beekeeper or your local store. So what we're going to do today is make some tapers or some votives, and we'll need what's called wick. It's usually a cotton cord. And again, you can get most of these supplies at a local craft supply store or off of Amazon. And you decide kind of how long you want your candle to be. So we don't want them very tall. We want to just make some little votive candles. And so we're going to need a ruler, a cutting surface, and either a rotary cutter or an X-Acto knife. Now, moms and dads, you will have to help with this if you're going to be making the smaller candles and having to cut. You can actually cut this with a pair of scissors. It's really pretty easy to work with. The beeswax sheets come in natural, honey colored, or in regular, in all the colors of the rainbow. Candle making has been around for a long time. People, in the beginning, they used to use what are called oil lamps. Have you ever seen an oil lamp? Think of Aladdin and his magic lamp. That was an oil lamp. Unfortunately, no genies come out of them. But then somebody discovered that you could take wax or render fat and create a wax or a paraffin and make candles, using string. Later on we'll do dipped candles, which allow you to dip the string into wax and the wax builds up. So let's get started. Alright, so we've decided that we don't want them to be very long. So only about maybe a 5-inch wick, which you'll want maybe about 4.5 inches. Actually, we'll cut this in about half. Which makes it about 4 inches because these are 8-inch sheets. So you just cut along just like that. Always make sure that you close your tool so that nobody gets hurt. Okay. So we'll need a pair of scissors to cut the wick, and you want that wick to be about a 1/2 inch above piece. Then you kind of want to press it into that wax. Beeswax has a really low melting point, so just the warmth of your hands, it's kind of like chocolate. The warmth of your hands warms it up really well and allows you to work it fairly easily. So there we go. And this is kind of a fast, fun project. You don't want to move too quickly, otherwise your wax will break. You have to warm it up as you go. If you have access to beeswax pellets, you can use that to make the dipped candles. So you want to take this really slowly. Just so that your beeswax doesn't break. If it's too cold outside, it'll make your wax brittle. So you want to warm it up a little bit. I love the smell of beeswax. See how on the end it's kind of tapering there? And I just want a small kind of taper candle. I don't want anything real big. And these burn fast and they burn clean. Just like that. You want to make another one? You can totally make another one. This one we might make a little bit smaller. So what have we got here? We've got 4. Now when you buy the kits, they come with a set of instructions. You can either follow those instructions to make the candles that are there in the that they show on the front of the box, or you can do your own designs, which is totally fine. Okay. One. There's two. Get that off. Yeah. Sure. Cutting that wick about 1/2 inch above. Helps if I hold the scissors right. Yep. Press it into the wax, just like we did. And this one we're going to make just a little bit longer, so it's nice and fat. See how I'm doing that? I'm just kind of pressing them together, so they kind of melt together. Just like that. Right. Now, a candle maker in the Middle Ages, what do you think they might have been called? That's right. A chandelier. Or candler. A lot of our surnames, like Archer or Butcher or Baker or, let's see, Smith, they were oftentimes taken from the profession that your ancestor had. So think about your last name, especially in the in England. There we go. There's a little votive candle. Flatten it out on the bottom so it can stand up nice and straight. Do that with our little taper too. So see, just like that. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Smell your fingers after you've worked with it. It smells like honey. Yum, yum, yum. Now, if you were going to give these as a gift to somebody, you can totally add whatever decorations you like. Let's see, what have I got in here? My little kit came with some little honeybee pins that you can stick in. But when you're burning them, you really need to take all your decorations off, because you wouldn't want them burning now, would you? That would not be fun. See, there's a little. This one, I could totally put some lace around it if I wanted to. But if you want them to be decorative, fine. If you want them to be useful, that's fine too. Giving something as a gift, giving these as a gift would be really awesome. You can decorate them with flowers. You can decorate them with whatever you like. I have some little dried lavender stems that I could totally use on them. I've got some dried oranges that I could use on it. It just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do with it. So, what did you think of our project today? Did you have fun? If you did, I'm glad. I'm really glad. And think of all the gifts you can make with this. Or even, you know, you can make birthday candles for your next birthday cake. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time.